everybody. So today we are going to interview this beautiful girl, Joanne, and in order to get to know her better, to know about her past and what inspired her to share her very dark story with us. Are you ready, Joanne?
Oh yeah, come on.
Okay, come. So the first question is going to be, how was your journey with your mental health?
So with mental health, it was really up and down. It was back in 2017 where my body shut down on me. I was experiencing physical pain, and for many years, I think I suppressed my negative emotions. Like I've never been angry, never cried. And what happened was I started feeling numb. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go out. And my concentration just started going really bad. So I went to go finally seek counseling, which is the scariest thing, putting yourself through that door. And the counselor gave me a brochure and there was like a list of symptoms. And she was like, if you have 3 symptoms in this list, you should be concerned. You might have depression. And I looked at it and I looked at her and I looked at it. I was like, I have all of it.
Hey, I tick all the boxes.
I took all. And she was shocked because I think no one, even me, like realized like how late of a stage where I was aware of, oh, I have depression, what is that? And when I found out, she gave me some pills, but I think only now looking back, it might have hindered my concentration when I was like in the lecture trying to listen to a teacher. You could be talking to me and I'd be zoning out.
Yeah,
and I'd just be in my head. And the thing was, I had really physical pain, so I saw a lot of like doctors. My parents spent a lot of money, and I felt really guilty for it. And I went to a point where I was thinking illogically, and I just wanted to stop the pain, and that was leading to the point where I attempted suicide.
Yep, I don't know. I can't even think the way, how and why. What should happen in one person's mind that they actually decide to end the only life they have? Like, looking from my perspective, right, I wanted to live my life, enjoy it. I sacrifice my family in order to live the way how I want. Some people in such dark situation, in such dark place, that they don't care about anything, they just want a peace. And I think they think that if the pain ends, or mental or physical, there's going to be a peace.
Yeah. So I'm very appreciative of Ela and people around me who have not necessarily been through pain, but try to sympathize and embrace me and my story and still stick by my side. So what happens is like that's a misconception of people think like, oh, suicide, like you're so selfish, you don't care about anyone or anything. So because I've been through it, I'll say, when you get to such a critical point where you want to like end your life, logic, who, what, when, where, goes out the window. You're not thinking straight at all, and you have no control of it. It's like sort of being possessed by a dark energy.
Yeah, scary. Like right now, if someone watching it with a proper mindset would be like, how you wouldn't question, how wouldn't you ask what happens, why? So how wouldn't you ask those 5 WH questions? But then again, if you've never been in that situation, you don't know what's going in the person's mind.
Yeah,
it just happens somehow. Like with my misophonia, if there's some trigger noises, I can't control. I don't know where it comes, how it comes. I just want to hurt the person.
Yeah.
So he stops making that sound. I don't want to hurt myself. See, I want to hurt the person who is making sound. So that's gone. But then I try to control myself. Yeah. So it's something inside your brain. Yeah, it's like possession. Yes, you said. All right. So I also wanted to ask what made you move forward. So you were in dark place. You were struggling, but you made a step. You stepped out from the dark zone.
Yeah.
Moved to there.
So basically what I did was I suffocated myself with a pillow. And I know some of you are like, weak, what did you do? Use a better method. Yeah, and trust me, I have looked down the window and I'm like, oh shit, that's scary, like hell no. And I see like, I'm gonna cut myself, no, I don't like blood either. Like, So what?
You had options of pills though.
I didn't know how to swallow pills until I went into the. I was forcefully admitted to a psychiatric hospital.
I'm just joking, right?
No, but I'm not kidding. I couldn't. I didn't know how to
Okay.
swallow my pills. Like growing, I had to crush my pills
So
out.
how your parents found out that you tried to,
So what happened was, I was waiting for my mom to come out of the toilet to. I was waiting for her, and I was like basically waiting for her to see me. So, and you're thinking like, what? Why?
Yeah, why would you want someone to see how you're doing it, right? If you want to do it, just do it and go.
Exactly. But the thing was, my subconscious was like, you need help, screaming for help. So my body was like,
you want to
lashing out.
leave.
But
you don't want to leave this world, right?
Yeah, but my mind, like what I really is like, I can't ask for help. I don't know how to ask for help. We're not taught about that in society. We're taught to like put a face like a strong, like you're okay, like even no matter what your pain, suck it up. So that's what I went through. So I think that was like the last stroke where my body was like, boom, like I need help. And so what happened was my mom came to find me. She's like, what are you doing? And then afterwards, I like sort of like just clicked in. I was like, oh yeah, okay, let me dress up. I have to go to school. But that day I didn't go to school, so my mom told me, my dad, to take me to a Chinese doctor because I was experiencing immense neck pain. During that stage, I already saw, a lot of things, but it didn't work.
Yeah, but here we go. You're alive with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, and why do you want to share your story?
So that evening, I was, my parents got called into the psychiatrist. And I was like, yes, family therapy. And the psychiatrist was like, Joanne, we'll check you up to the hospital. And I was basically forced, involuntary, sent into the hospital.
That's terrible.
And I stayed there for 4 weeks. And it is the most horrifying experience I wish no one would experience. It's worse than prison, just because of the fact where you don't have access to your phone, Wi-Fi, you're not allowed to wear like underwear, like bras, because that could harm yourself. You have, like, at least in prison you can, well, depends how heavy your sentence is, you can go out to get some fresh air, but in the psychiatric hospital you have none of that. And
it feels like they want you to drive mad, not help you.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. And I lied to get out of the hospital. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling better. And when I came out, I was like, why did I feel so alone? And I was like, I do not want anyone to experience what I went through. And it was a lot of like acceptance that I had. But I was like, I just want to make sure that anyone who, I can't directly help someone, but hope that can just like in a critical point, like point out that there is hope even for people that have attempted suicide. It's not a life sentence, even if you did.
Yeah, I think it's like takes a lot of courage to actually go out there, put yourself out and tell people that I've done that, because when people hear something like that, they're like, okay, stay away from me, right?
You're crazy.
Like, or what advice can you give me? You're not mentally stable. But then that's not true. If the person realizes what he or she's been going through, and now like you can always take control of your life back in your hands. Like, nobody is strong all the time. Sometimes you let it go, and sometimes you're like back, like, hey, it's my life and I want to control it now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm really, really glad that you are with us.
Oh,
You didn't leave us, and so imagine the same. Like if you've done that today, we wouldn't be recording this video and sharing your inspiring videos with others who go in some mental problems. Yeah.
I have to credit like my family and my friends who have been there for me. Without them, they were the support that I needed, and thankfully for that experience, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I understand a lot of people, especially my family, were a bit resistant to me sharing my story because they know what society is like.
What will people say?
What will people say?
Always that.
And I will admit, my family hasn't been understanding of mental health either. Like, I have been given a lot of like scrutiny and words and judgments for what I did. But as long as I've made peace with myself, and I understand, like, a lot of people like, you make it sound it's so easy. No, like, I spent 2 years every day training myself, criticizing myself, reflecting. on everything.
I know what you mean. Yeah. So, what advice would you give someone who's struggling at the moment with mental health?
I would say just find one person to talk to and share about your pain or struggle, someone that you can trust, be it a family, a friend. And then some people are like, but what if I don't have a supportive group? Or what if I'm afraid of people spreading what I'm saying to them?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Facebook groups online, like mental health communities and groups, and you can just share a story and people give a lot of advice. But one thing I would say is like, the hardest thing to do is like admitting and talking. But talking is my therapy and why I started this Bubble Talks channel where I share about my experience. It's really therapeutic, and once we talk about it, it's actually providing us some sort of closure.
Yeah. I know what you mean, right? So, and do you have any last words?
I want to say that there is always light at the end of the tunnel, and as cheesy as that sounds, it's basically when you're in such a point where you feel stuck and you feel like, why is all this shit happening to me? Why? And it's like an avalanche. Like it just keeps coming, and you're like, why? And
I think it's because like if you think negative, it's gonna keep coming.
That's true. And putting yourself in that situation, I want to tell you that there is always solutions. Your problem is temporary. Time always heals everything. And it's not always in your head. Like, go to therapy. You don't go to therapy just or counseling because you have a problem. You can go for it, to self-reflect and someone giving you a third eye perspective on what you're going through. I don't see counseling or therapy at the moment, but I do encourage it. So and the reason why I don't see it is because I have a supportive group now around me. So choosing the right people to be by your side, that's very important.
So how do you feel now, Joanne, like after all these things?
I feel that all my past experience has made me the person I am today. And would I have done things differently? Yes. Would I have probably should have sought different types of method of help? Yes. But I think it all starts from education. Putting mental health as a priority. Like in school, you're just taught about physical sports, let's go run. But we should be taught, like, what do we deal with when we get rejected? We're bullying or like loneliness, because a lot of these childhood issues actually stem into adult. And this could cause like a lot of symptoms, like underlying, which can cause to like major outbursts later in life. And that's why there needs to be more importance in highlighting to take a break. Even though, like, when you're tired, you can go sleep, and sometimes you feel rejuvenated. But if you don't rest your mind, you will go insane. So what I do to relax is just go to the harbor, do some reading, just like things that help me, like go out in nature, spend time with friends, just talking, going out.
Everybody has their own way to relax, so just choose something what works for you and just zone out sometimes, like All right, Mighty. Thank you, Joanne, for sharing your story, and hope your story will inspire other people and they will actually seek some help if they need anything.
Yeah, I hope that my story can act as inspiration in a way that knowing that what you're going through is that you're not alone, and that there is another positive outlook. There's another path. It's not always a dead end. And I just want to be that hope, basically. But you have to change yourself for yourself. I can't do that. No matter how many people, like things that you can try to get externally, even help, but at the end of the day, it has to come to yourself. But for other types of more serious mental health illness, I definitely recommend different types of therapies that you should definitely try out.
Alright, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye.